Content warning. This video contains distressing footage of intense scenes of destruction and devastation, and some viewers may find this very hard to watch. Well, hello, shell buddies, and welcome back to the Ashway Bijou channel. Today we're going to take a before and after look at what happened around this area from Helene and from Milton, and do some comparisons with after Debbie too, so you can kind of see the difference. I'm going to be concentrating on two specific areas, which are Lido Key and Longboat Key, where some of the differences are the most striking. North Lido Key took a lot of water after, the storm surge from Helene came in, and then didn't really get a chance to pick up everything before Milton came in. But we were able to see North Lido Key Beach and shell it not only before these storms happened, but also following Helene and following Milton. So it makes a really great comparison set of footage to give you a little bit of an idea of the 1-2 punch that sort of happened around here. This is a look at St. Armands Circle following Helene. A lot of cleanup going on here on St. Armands Circle. See the water damage guys are down here. The cranes moving the boats. People are getting their windows cleaned up, pulling everything that's wet out of their stores.
Throwing away everything that's wet.
Had to. Yeah, out over there they got hit hard. Everything is out.
Right here on Coastal Cowgirl.
Oh gosh, look at that. Wow.
Right up to the door locks.
When I zoom in and slow this down, you can see the film on the windows where the water line was actually right there. And now St. Armands Circle following Helene/Milton. Look at that. So yep, a lot of these places not open.
In 2.3 miles, at the roundabout, take the third exit onto North Tamiami Trail.
There does appear to be power at a couple of places. That grill over there had power on the second floor, so...
Alvin's Island has not reopened.
No, I sure haven't.
But I'm seeing where they cut up 5 foot on the wall, 4 foot here.
Yep, that's where the water got to. This is the circle right here at St. Armands, and it's got like furniture and stuff that had been yanked out of the stores that flooded from Helene, got washed right in there. Oh my goodness gracious. I was foolishly under the impression
the destination is on your right,
that it was going to be a little better over here than this. I was wrong. I mean, half the businesses are boarded up. Most of them closed. Nobody's got the flood damage from Helene fixed. There's a couple of lights on a couple places. That's about it. Jeez Louise. Now let's take a look at how far on the island we could get after Helene versus how far we could get up the island following Milton and some cleanup period. So here we are after Helene, just past the parking area for St. Armands Circle, where North Lido Beach access is. See it back there off to the right-hand side? So you can see there's sand in the road, but you can also see they've scraped up a big bunch of it. You can see it in the parking area over here. And this is the same approach following Milton, but waiting until after the sand had been cleared off the road, so you can see the difference between the before and after, kind of.
Yeah, the road's open to the south.
You want to see if we can make it to south?
Yep, I do.
All right, because I mean we could go. They've cleared the sand there.
I know. Yeah, we can come back.
We're gonna come back.
The destination is on your right, North Lido Beach. Arrived.
Oh my gosh. What's today's date? The 18th?
19th.
The 19th? Milton made landfall the 8th?
Yep. A lot of beach out there.
I'm not sure I understand how they got the sand all cleared and yet there's still Look at that. Just smash that.
Wow.
Whoa. I slowed that down so you could get a better look at that. That's where the foot wash station and the beach access area are. The water went underneath the concrete almost and blew it up, and now there's a hole. You know, this was supposed to be a happy place trip today. And, yeah, I have a hard time keeping it together. We never got to see this far down after Helene. Some of this could still be... Well, it can't be Helene because they scraped up all the sand. There was 1.5 feet of sand over here on the road, so
the road was totally covered.
It was covered. Look at the mountains of it in the parking lot, John.
Yep.
Gosh. Oh, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. There's a lot of debris in that sand that they've been clearing. Look at all the metal that's in it and the fence pieces. Oh, my gosh. I mean, nothing's been picked up on the side streets at all. Nothing.
I'm just surprised some of these old places on stilts are still standing.
Now then, when we get past here, this building blocked it from getting full of sand because it's not all that sandy. But look at this.
Yep.
All of these first floor condos all flooded out. I'm trying not to be too disheartened right now because obviously there's been progress. Obviously there's stuff getting picked up, but it's staggering. Look, none of these people over here can even park in their parking lot. They're all on the street. I wonder how Sperling made it. I wonder how the mangrove tunnels are.
Yeah. Wow. I just can't believe all the
I wonder
garbage.
if this place is ever going to look the same. Look at the mangroves. Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
Unbelievable down here. And again, first look at the south end of Lido Key since Helene. We were not able to get down here after Helene. Look at the piles of sand at the end of the walkway. Oh my gracious. Look at this. Holy smokes, babe. We're over here by Sarasota Sands where I usually go to the rocks, and I'm really blown away at how bad it really was down
It's
here.
all chained up.
Everything is
Somebody's
closed.
parked right there.
Yeah, I don't know about parking down here at the circle. This don't look like a good idea. But we could park further over where all the cars from that other condo place are out.
Yeah.
Because the park's closed. We're not getting in the park.
Right.
The gates are closed. That's that lake.
Wow.
Good Lord.
There's a football.
So Sarasota Sands is completely blocked off. Their lower floor must be just wrecked, given the pile of stuff I'm seeing out here. Holy smokes, babe.
I mean, we could park up at the big parking lot. It's not that far to walk to the rocks.
If we were going to walk to the rocks, these are where the rocks are.
Yeah, I know.
There's
There's nowhere to park over here.
The only place we can park is over at the corner by the turn to the Sperling where the kayak launch is. All right, from here it would be doable from maybe Harbor Lights, but their parking lots are a little blocked up with sand too, same as Key Towers. I'm only seeing like 2 cars there. I'm wondering if maybe then
Nobody in.
I don't think anybody's in it. I don't think they can be yet. Do they have power down here is the next question.
Probably not.
Well, that's a generator running over there for that, so maybe not. I don't know if they got power here at all, actually.
Doors busted.
Just look at the front of the sandcastle. Oh my God, it washed right through the building. Holy moly. Another little comparison point that I have here is where the shower station is, where the walkway is to get out on the beach, and what the foliage and the sand levels and everything looked like following Helene and then following Milton. Now this footage was taken as we're heading off of the beach, but look at the amount of sand on the ramp, and still look how green things kind of still are. We're going to lose some of that greenness after Milton. We need some cleaning. Need some work being done for sure. But we're going to get there. I don't think so.
No, I know.
No, they're not on. Yeah, they're not on. The dunes that are there, that were all through here, are all just flattened like that. Yep. We haven't.
More for the beach too.
The beach is wider too. That's the other thing. You got farther to walk to get to the edge. It looks quite different. Have a good day, guys. Oh wait, is that mangrove or sea grape? It looks like sea grape, maybe.
It's sea grape.
Oh my golly.
Crazy they grow.
That's good. The root systems can help hold things along the coastline together. Now see that crane kind of in the top left? It's sort of like a diagonal looking dark line pointing at that tree. All right, that's a crane lifting a boat out of somebody's yard to get it back in the water. And now let's take a look at the exact same spot following Milton. Here we are, back at North Lido Key Beach. The last time we were here following Helene, where this road was blocked off and you couldn't actually drive down here. We just took a drive and it's astonishing the amount of damage. And I'll just leave it at that. We knew after Helene it flooded here and that it was going to be a little messed up, but what we just saw, whoa. And piles and mountains of sand and debris just everywhere. Here's an odd random find. Which are somebody's bay leaf spices. Okay. I have a lot more footage to show you because we also visited Longboat Key in a couple of spots. And we were able to finally make it out onto Anna Maria Island by going up Longboat Key and getting onto the bottom of Anna Maria at Coquina Beach there. So we got the chance to see kind of all of everything from Lido Longboat and Anna Maria up to where we came off the island over the bridge. Now, through some of my past videos that you've seen, in particular following Idalia, there's one place over on Longboat that I'm going to kind of focus on, and I call it the Stilt House. It is just a little ways up from where I park out there at the handicapped access, and they had this great little seawall around it, and it was on stilts, beautiful new deck underneath it. I mean, they put so much work into this place following the storms from Ian and prior to really make it nice. When Idalia came along, she kind of made a mess over there. So I'm going to try to pull that footage from it being kind of done and you being able sort of to see a little bit of it to what I was able to see from the road yesterday. And the seawall is broken. The poles are like lashed together with something. I don't even know. Okay, so here we are out on Longboat Key, and this was following what I was calling Winter Storm whatchamacallit. It was after Idalia, but in the winter. It was like in the middle of December or something like that, and it ripped a strip up off of the coast. But what I wanted to show you in specific was this place that I call the Pole House. Now, the Pole House had been being worked on since before Ian, and they did a ton of work to this place. But let's get up here and take a look, and you'll see all the poles in the structure, and that the fact that there's a seawall up there that's there. And now what that storm did was just remove the sand. Wait till you see what it looks like now following Milton. Oh my God, John, it destroyed the Pole House. Look at it, it's strapped together to hold it together. Oh my God, they just did that seawall and that nice
They just did
big
that
deck
house.
and they just finished it. Oh my gosh, it's only been finished for like a year maybe. Oh my gosh. After Adalia, I stood on that and I showed all the deck and the seawall, which we can now see is smashed. Half the seawall is missing. All of this was ripped out of here. Every single one of these poles look like it's knocked at a crazy angle or something. I don't know, boy. That's gonna take a lot to fix that. Now, it's not just the pole house, obviously. The entire stretch of road was really slammed up. So I'm gonna put in following Debbie and then what you see now for that whole little strip so you can kind of compare. Debbie just brought water. Helene buried things in sand and battered with storm surge. Then Milton came along with the wind and really wrecked up some more stuff. Being that we were unable to get out here following Helene, I do not know whether the damage that we see now out on this area of Longboat is attributable just to Helene and Milton, or if it's just Milton, or was it just Helene? Because everything was buried by sand, we don't really have a way to find that out. All right, so just to remind you, this footage that you're seeing first is going to be immediately following Debbie, which brought an incredible amount of rain and flooding to this area, but didn't do quite the pounding, ripping apart damage that Helene and Milton seem to have. So what you're going to see is what this place looks like following Debbie when we went down this area of Gulfside, and now you're going to see it following Helene Milton's 1-2 punch as well. What happened was when Debbie, Helene, and Milton came this summer, just a butt kicking, and there's no other nice way to put it. I'm tremendously sorry for the people of this particular area of Longboat Key because they have had so much damage over the last couple of years, and I do feel for them because it's just an unimaginable mess and hassle and stress and all of that stuff to clean this up. All right, the Gulfside parking accesses are underwater, so we will not be checking this beach access today. Wow, their pool's right up to the edge.
At the next stop sign,
full of rainwater.
turn right.
All right, Gulfside Drive is still under some water, as we can see. I thought maybe it'd be I thought we'd be able to get into the parking spaces, but no, it's hopefully about 6 inches of water in there. Now remember, this is in August following Debbie. This was before we got Helene, before we got Milton. You can still see there's grass and lushness and greenery. You can see what the fronts of the yards look like, and it's very vastly different now. Still quite a lot of water. You know where we are? We're in that lot where all that...
Right there?
Yeah, we're right behind that, the stilt house right there. And I see a guy over there with a bucket loader moving sand.
I bet that.
All right, that was underwater after Debbie, remember? Now look at it. There's an extra 1.5 feet at least of sand in there. All of their trees.
I bet that house is decimated on the backside.
I just can't.
You can see so much light through the door. I'm wondering if it's even there.
Look at the fence over here. Jiminy crickets. Oh my gosh. Gulfside Drive is wiped. They have a car in that garage. Oh no. Look at the sand. All of their yards, all of these green grass yards are covered. They're gone.
There's no walls back there.
It's blown through right from the back to the front of the house. The doors blew out.
The garage.
They're all red tagged.
Yep.
Does that mean they're condemned?
Nope.
Or they're not habitable right now? Red tagged actually does mean uninhabitable. We'll see more on that in a minute. These places are buried. Oh my God.
They just had somebody come out and read it.
John, look left. That's their air conditioner, bro.
The house.
Oh my word.
That whole side of the house is gone.
Oh my God, these places are destroyed back here. Destroyed. Look at this. They're trying to clear it all out. They held out all the drywall and all the broken and flooded stuff. Dear God. Mountains of sand. They were buried out here. I'm taken aback right now. I am taken aback right now. Alright, this was the one that was under construction. Where's the one where the pole house is?
It knocked out one of the beams, one of the piers. The whole house is at the end of the road.
Jeez. Whoa.
The whole house is at the very end.
Oh my God. I'm gonna have to put this footage side by side along what happened after Debbie, because we didn't get out here after Helene. But oh my God, John, it destroyed the pole house. Look at it, it's strapped together to hold it together. Oh my God, they just did that seawall and that nice
They just did
big
that
deck, and
house.
they just finished it. Oh my gosh, it's only been finished for like a year maybe. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And this, we used to be able to see the ocean through there, not there. Now we can see the ocean through there, not over here. It's just level. It's just level. Look at this. Oh my gosh, look at there's seawall. There's seawall's gone,
I
John.
know. There's a mountain of shells on the other side of the seawall.
Oh my gracious me.
Back up just a hair. The shell pile.
I can barely see it from where I am, but
There is a shell pile.
I'm a little more astonished about the entire seawall being blown out
I know.
right now.
No, look at this. Look over here. This place is blown out completely.
Oh my gosh, it stripped the roof and the screen porch and everything right on
Walls.
the wall. Look at that, it blew that right out where that door is.
There's a big hole in the ground over here that wasn't there before.
Like a sinkhole almost. Wow.
I mean, look at the mudroom. The closet, whatever it is there.
Oh my word. Oh my word.
Absolutely gone.
I mean, these places are gutted. Now, unfortunately, there's been some really unkind things being said online, specifically about Longboat and its residents. And I think you guys should know that a lot of these cottages that are out here have been in people's families for generations. A lot of these big multi-million-dollar properties really haven't been here too terribly long. The perception is that all these people are loaded out here on Longboat. You should know that that's not the case. You should also know loss is loss, and this is harsh for anyone. Look at that. It blew right through the bottom. Right through. And the seawall over there that was exposed, there's sand in front of it now. So some of them are yellow tagged, some of them are red tagged. I asked Google what the red and yellow tags were all about. A red tag on your home after a hurricane means that it's basically uninhabitable and unsafe due to extensive damage. Yellow tags mean that it's pretty damaged, but at least you can go in there in the daylight and retrieve some things.
And there you can see.
Oh my gosh, they tore this whole thing down. There was a house here. There was a house here. Look, there's the cement pad. Jeez Louise. Look at the tree. Mm-hmm. Look at the size of that uproot right over there. That was one that was under construction.
Yeah.
Look at this.
That's a big old tree.
Jiminy crickets.
Look at this.
The destruction back
The deck
here.
is
The deck is just lifted and warped and mangled like a foot and a half up. Look at that garage over there all banged up and destroyed too. That place is wrecked. That tree's right on the roof. That big root ball, that's what that goes to. Look at the road washout over here by the electrical box too. Jiminy crickets. And now we are going to take a look at this from the ocean side. We're at Gulfside Drive, and I did not dare bring my van in here because there's some very soft sand and I don't want to get stuck. And I see Amazon delivering up their road, so there might be a couple of people that are still in their homes here. Clearly a couple of feet of sand where it doesn't belong. Including right here. Yeah, I don't think it would have been wise to bring the car in here. This is really, really soft. Yeah, and the little sign that shows where we are at the beach access is missing. Holy moly. Jeez Louise. Okay, so at one point, only a few inches of that concrete wall were exposed, and now the whole thing is, and this whole thing looks wildly different. Before we show you what this looks like, we're going to take a bit of a flashback. We're going to go back to the winter storm of December last year, the no-named one. And we were marveling at the differences from before Idalia to that storm. But this has done so much more that you need a frame of reference to understand how much that is. So let's take a look at December, then we'll look at present day following Milton. Gulfside, where there's the 2 handicap parking spots and a short walk to the beach. There's also parking at Broadview access and a number of other little smaller beach access places, sort of between here and about maybe 2/3 of the way down the island, and then you run out of places to park. Oh dear God. Oh, that's new. Okay, so Longboat Key at Gulfside Drive had a number of problems after Idalia, and a lot of sand washed out. They had barely made a little bit of a repair to my right, and it appears that the repair sand that they put has all been washed in and up. I can see the grasses laying down and a flow pattern this way. I see way more rocks than I've ever seen in my life here. Yeah, this didn't go well for Longboat. Oh my gosh. Now, I put all this footage in here so that you can see what these houses used to look like before, what the dunes and the yards and things look like before. And remember, too, that this is following not only Idalia last summer, but the no-name storm that we had in December, and then Winter Storm Finn, too. So Longboat had already lost a bunch of sand. All of those rocks used to be covered. There used to be 30, 40 more feet of sand on the other side of those rocks. I even found one of my Genonias on this beach, okay? Like, this used to be a cool spot, a really beautiful beach, and just take a look at the width of it now and really sort of let it sink in what the beach looks like, what the houses looked like. Yes, there was a little bit of sand pushed in following the no-name storm, but the houses are there. The trees are still there. So while some sand had been moved around and the beach was damaged to an extent following the no-name storm and Idalia, of course, the houses and things are still sort of intact. What we're going to see in the footage that follows this is what happened to these houses, because as of last winter they were still here and they were still okay. But Helene, Debbie, Milton, none of these things did any favors. Now, just back then from December, you can see we have some of the root ball to some of these palm trees exposed. There's half a dune there. There's a bunch of dune grass there. And as you know, the dune grasses and roots, they help hold some of this stuff together. But I mean, it's not like it's rebar, guys. It's just plant material, and it can only do so much. But see the carved line there along the edge? Yeah, wait. Now, with that frame of reference and that image kind of in your mind of what it looked like before it got really bad, because people had cleaned all of this up that you just saw. They got the sand off their decks and, you know, scraped out of the yards a little bit, and by the time Debbie came around, everything was looking pretty green, pretty lush, pretty nice over that direction. So what you see here is some dune damage before the big push from Helene and Milton. Let's go now and take a look at the differences. Oh my God.
Oh. Brick wall, concrete.
It broke right through the block wall. I don't know if you guys remember this, but after Idalia, we came here to show how much sand had moved around, and there was still palm trees here. The root balls were exposed, but they were still there. Now, the surf battered right through that place, busted out the concrete block wall. Whoa. I'm pausing it here to give you kind of the full effect. Do you notice that the rocks are still where they are, but the beach seems so much wider? That's because the vegetation is gone. I got a feeling that we're going to see some pretty horrific damage. Man, oh man, oh man. It blasted the storm shutters right off those windows, John, look. Now, for some reason, the audio cut out here, but the storm shutters are just peeled off. I barely recognize it out here. I barely recognize this.
I know.
I just... Holy smokes.
Every one of these places is gone.
Look at that. Smashed right through the whole wall. See all the furniture flipped in there? Holy crap. It's just unimaginable. And this is a 3? I mean, it looks like we got hit with a full force 5 down here. Good grief. Look at that. Blew the wall out. Oh my God. Oh my. Pipes exposed over here that go to nowhere and nothing broken off. I've never seen all the roots to that pine tree either. That used to never look like that. Look at the air conditioning down the side of that one. I mean, the water just pushed right through the walls. It ripped the whole front of that place off. Look at this. There's, you know, still a foot of sand in there.
I looked at two places we went to, it ripped 3/4 of that place.
Good Lord. This used to be such a pretty spot. So unlike other places where extra sand was brought in all over, this just had its sand moved, but it didn't seem to add any because all these rocks and everything else are still exposed. God almighty. I don't even have words. Is that the washer and dryer I'm looking at?
Yep, it is. That was such a cute little place.
It was. I need to put this side by side, post Adalia to post now, and show how just vastly different.
That was a chimney right there.
It was. That is the chimney from the.
That was on fire.
Oh wow. Just wow.
This seawall was not this high before.
Where is this water coming from? This water that's flowing
Fresh
this way.
water?
Oh my gosh, it's coming out of a broken pipe over here. Holy smokes. You hear smoke detectors beeping. All right, so that's got to be fresh water or sewer. Boy, these tree roots are something else.
Well, no, that could be sewer.
I mean, it looks.
Yeah, that looks like sewer.
Yeah, I think that's sewer. I don't think it's fresh because there's all kinds of ick in it. Okay, now this place is boarded up. I don't know.
This was all garage.
Oh geez, no, that's their pool.
Yep.
That's what that is.
And their hot tub. Full of sand. Full. Look at that.
It tore the foundation away from where it was underneath the pool and the hot tub and filled the whole thing with sand. And the deck, look where the decking is. Look what it did to the, where the decking around it was. Jiminy crickets. I mean, it blew that door out. I can see the casing's broken up there near the top. Oh, poor house is in hard shape. Golly. Just unreal. Huh?
Back.
Is that what that is?
Yep. Base of the shop back.
Jeez. I am at a loss for words. Look at the damage all around that pool too. boy, oh boy. Look at all of what's missing over there, John. We used to walk over on top of that, where all those concrete blocks are. I don't even know if we can get to where we're going.
You gotta come with me.
Found a baby fighting conch?
Look at him. He's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, he is a pretty one. Nice purple on the bottom by the stromboid notch.
Yep. Yeah, we can get over there.
We're gonna have to be careful and pick our way carefully.
Yep.
But I might be able to make it through this little minefield here. I mean, it looks like it yanked and racked those concrete stairs because they aren't even at the right angle. And there's jacks all over this building. Boy, I don't know. Maybe some of that stuff got smashed out too. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so moving on from the footage of Longboat, now we're going to take a look at Bradenton Beach between the Cortez Road access to Coquina Beach. Alright, there's the docks. Over here on the left side of the bridge to Anna Maria.
They got hammered.
They sure did. And there's still submerged boats in there, like people haven't done,
I wonder where they put the bell at.
I don't know. It's like yikes down here. Still. A lot of sand in the road here still too. It's gonna be a while before this looks like anything close to normal over here. The whole thing got moved. Good gracious. Man.
I mean, Homeless is still there, but it's hammered. I don't know if they can make it back.
Boy, I don't know either.
That's our first true dinner date.
Yep. At least the sand clearing along the side streets is going better, but some of these places obviously aren't going to be able to make it back because they haven't even picked up the sand at all. I just don't even know how this is going to work. Traffic circle for Bridge Street. Stay out. Stay out. Oh my gosh. Where is that crazy yellow one? I mean, all those condos are wrecked. Some of this stuff even got damaged on the second floor from the looks of things.
Oh, it's coming up, I think.
One that got knocked off of its foundation completely.
That's why you don't put mobile homes up that high either.
Good gracious. Look at that. Holy cow. I mean, even when we were coming through here the other day, we couldn't really wrap our head around how bad it actually was. Look at this. All of that mangrove gone. All of it. Trees, everything. Mountains of sand still. Although this does bring me to an interesting question about what the sand amounts over here on Coquina look like, because they were so stripped out after Idalia, and we never really did come back over and look because we never find shells here. Just unbelievable. Mountains of sand everywhere. Mountains and mountains of it. all of those mangroves that had the paint on them and stuff like that, that all looks like it's gone now. Big bunch of extra sand over there now. It's gotten, looks fairly shallow over here at this point.
It is very shallow.
It's hard to tell in the videos if you aren't from here and you don't know this place well from driving it all the time, but there's like buildings missing. There's stuff that's gone. There's an awful lot of damage still to be picked up. The docks over there by the bridge are pretty bad. There's some boats that have, sunk over there too that are not moving anytime soon. Everybody's heard about Rod and Reel Fishing Pier, of course, which took some beating during Helene, and then Milton shredded it. I think along with the other one, there was two kind of piers over there on Anna Maria, the community one and then the Rod and Reel. So here we have some photos from the AMI Sun by Joe Hendricks. And what we're looking at is first the Helene damage to the Rod and Reel Pier, which it looked like it could have maybe been fixed up. But then Milton just put a beating on it. I mean, an absolute beating. The owner does hope to rebuild, though, which I thought was kind of cool. And then here we are seeing the other one from the community dock. The restaurant is now completely cut off, and the dock to it is now gone, as you can see from this aerial photo. There's a lot to do still, but it's beginning. The cleanup is starting. People are getting going and doing what they can. They've made a monumental effort getting the sand off of these roads so that these islands are even traversable right now. And even at that, the side streets still aren't done, and it's going to take a while. But Florida's working very hard to get this picked back up, and businesses are already starting to reopen out on Anna Maria Island as well. The Beach Cafe was opened, a few other places. I'm sorry, I saw it in a post somewhere online as to what was open. I think it was on Facebook. But there is information about some of the businesses out there that are reopening, that are able to. Not everybody has power. Not everybody has everything straightened out. So it's going to be piecemeal for a little while. But the folks who are reopening are asking for people to please come back and visit. Please come see their beautiful little island. Even if it is a little messy, it'll be picked up again, it'll be fixed up again, and it'll look beautiful again. And without the support of folks coming out there, recovery will take longer and it will be harder. So I'd like to just send my best wishes and my love to all the Barrier Island communities around here that are going through this struggle. We are all in this together, and we are all Florida strong, and we have all done this before. But boy, it's just that 1-2 punch back to back like that made it kind of hard. And it hasn't done that around here in a number of years. So we know we have a mess. We're doing our level best to pick it up. We want to see everybody come back here and beautiful beaches looking beautiful again, and all the reasons folks come to our area, the Gulf of Mexico. We want all of that to lure you back here. And in that sentiment, I do want to let you know where we have found shells and where we have been able to go following both storms. We found some cool stuff. I will have a longer video coming out soon that's going to include information on ways to get help and ways to send help, and talk specifically about some special help that a shell sister of mine has gotten going for us. It's helping us get back on our feet too. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned for some more information on this and much more about our area's beaches and shelling conditions, all coming very soon. In the meantime, if you want to have a couple of adventures of your own to safely get out there and go shelling, I might recommend going a little further south than my area for right now. It won't be much longer before we're back on our feet, but I would recommend maybe hitting Marco or the 10,000 Islands just for the next couple of weeks here till we kind of get the ship righted and everybody can come out onto our beaches and have some fabulous shelling adventures and be safe at the same time. For the stalwart diehards that want to go shelling in our area, even though everything's kind of a mess, I recommend North Lido Beach, across from Bayfront Park on Longboat Key, or heading to Paso Grill or Sunset Beach, although parking is extremely limited. And stay tuned, because coming up next, we're going to have a little more information on Bayfront and on Paso Grill and on Sunset Beach as well. Keep following along, and thanks for subscribing.